this morning, 18th of January, we are all gathering here to show our appreciation and gratitude to the Buddha and performing our duty as a Buddhist. When we say as a Buddhist, as I have already explained a couple of days now, that in order to be a Buddhist, traditionally one will go forth to observe the triple Zen, so taking the refuge on a Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Once a person with a good intention observes these three refuges, then regarded them as a Buddhist. However, there is no conversion involved. It's an individual's quest and individual's interest to take that refuge seriously. Now, somebody who comes to the center or a Buddhist temples and attends the ceremony, and following the crowd, they they observe the three triple Zen, and here is not counted as a Buddhist. So that's why in Buddhism you may take those triple Zen as a refuge while you're attending the ceremony. It doesn't mean you become the Buddhist. Traditionally, you have to ask yourself whether you want to take on the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha as your refuge completely. And then with that conformity, and you are sure that you're going to take a refuge in it, then you go forth to the monk or in a temple, one of the monks, and express that you would like to observe or take the refuge, three refuges. But if you go and say that convert me into a Buddhist or become a Buddhist, then the monk will not do it for you. It's not a task of a monk to convert anyone. So a person who has understood the Dhamma, understood the Buddhist principles, and seeing the faith and the confidence in it, and seeing the true nature of it, feeling that this is the path that I wanted to take, and then conformity needed, so will come forward to observe taking a refuge, the three refuges. Then that person becomes conventionally a Buddhist. Conventional Buddhist. And that conventional Buddhist is simply to feel or to express whenever somebody asks you that what belief do you have in terms of the religion, then there is a sense of conformity that I am following Buddhism. So this is again still the conformity of identity, which is again, it's not the Buddhist principle to form any identity. Nevertheless, in a conventional world, we have to have a certain identity, but we should not be attached to it. Those identities are known as the conventional truth. Without the conventional truth, we cannot find the ultimate truth. Without the signpost, we cannot reach the destination. So conventional truths should be there, but we should not be attached to that conventional truth, because signpost is not the destination. So when we say that I am a Buddhist, it's just the signpost that I am following the Buddhist principles and practicing in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha to reach the a real attainment to be the real Buddhist. So in the ultimate sense, a person becomes a true Buddhist the moment when that person will attain one of the four noblehood states. The first one is called a Sotapanna, a stream enterer who has given up the personality view, who has given up or who has eradicated all the doubts regarding, in particular, regarding the triple Zen, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. There is no doubts in it, and there, his faith, her faith, been firmly confirmed. There is no confusion in it. Then that is known as a real Buddhist. And the certain rituals and the certain rituals that person may perform, those rituals are performed simply taking it as the path towards the enlightenment. And after that, once you are on that state, there is no U-turn. You're on the way or on the path to the liberation, to be the Buddha or the enlightened one. So that is the real Buddhist. Now, when we talk about the conventional Buddhists that could be a Buddhist because of the birth, could be a Buddhist because of the conversion that you have made your own choice. It's a matter of taking the refuge in different forms. Someone will take the refuge in the triple Zen simply thinking that after going forth to the triple Zen, feel safe, secure, and no need to have any fear. So this is basically sake of a reliance, ensuring ourselves to be safe because I have this triple Zen ahead in me. So it's like you are submitting to the triple Zen because you're looking for the security. So this form of taking a refuge is like taking a refuge or taking in a monotheistic or other theistic religion that a person or a devotee take one god or the gods as their reliance or as their lord. So you submit them as a form that they will help or they will secure our future destination even after our death. So that is one form. And the second, it's like the first one is like half-half, but the second one is like completely giving your reliance on them. So you take a three refuge thinking that after I have gone to the three refuges, I don't need to worry at all this life and hereafter. I will be freed, I will be happy, I will be helped by the triple Zen. So that is the second way of going to the triple Zen. The third one is just third way of going to refuge is a declaration that I am going to take these three refuges as a path as a path or as the form, the identity that this is me. I am a Buddhist. This declaration. And then further on, taking the refuge on triple Zen simply out of a devotion, humility, veneration, and respect. And when we are taking the triple Zen as the refuge with a devotion, veneration, and with a great respect, not only verbally doing it, but with a mind and also physically. Like that, whenever we come to the Buddha, whenever we come to the Sangha, we show our respect with a great veneration and devotion. So we pay respect to them. And even the teachings, we pay respect to it with a great respect. We're physically expressing our respect by bowing down or bending or paying respect. Okay? And then mentally, again, we are respecting it. So, further on, when we are taking the refuge and the triple Zen, we have to be very careful that we are not taking because my parents or my fellow friends the Buddha is belongs to my country, belongs to my clan, and such and such. So that way, you're not taking the refuge. That's not a real refuge or noble refuge. So that refuge is simply as like you are taking or you are close to some of or one of your family members, hoping that they will help us in the future. So that's why when we are taking the refuge, we should not be taking it simply because, in a sense, of relatives. Then in the meantime, when we take the refuge, the triple Zen, not taking because of the fear. Now, most of the other religions, you are taking a refuge on different the object of worship. Some they are taking their refuge because feeling of a belonging as a relative members, like Sikhism. Almost all of them believe in Guru Nanak simply because he came from Sikh family. Same like in a Judaism, Jews feel that they are in connection with the Abraham, or in a Muslim, same. So there's a relativeness there, and as a result, they feel that its connection is there and the submission is there, taking a refuge in there. So the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha instructed us not to take refuge in this way. And in the meantime, do not take a refuge because of the fear that somebody will, or they will punish you, or if you don't take it, you will be punished. Now, in that sense, Western countries from the past, you have to accept the religion of theirs, otherwise you will be punished, even to the death penalties. And even the same thing is happening in many other countries even nowadays. If you are not taking their religion as the refuge, then you will be either killed, imprisoned, or exiled. Like this morning, I was reading a paper saying that in Iran, lots of Christians are imprisoned and forced to change their religion. Same in Bangladesh, lots of Hindus and Buddhists are forced to change into Islam. If not, then they will be punished. And as a result, in Bangladesh, lots of killings taking place every year, and lots of destructions have been done. Even almost every year, I see news about burning the Buddhist temples. So this is always happening like that. And even now in America, it's taking place that if you are not a Christian, you may face the troubles or some problems. So that's why Buddhism, if you're taking the triple gem as your refuge, then do not take because of the fear. And in the meantime, do not simply take or pay respect to the Buddha as just a simple teacher. And one who teaches us these teachings. In this way, again, we are not venerating the triple gem properly. So when we respect to the Buddha, we are doing it with a great respect because of understanding that he had understood the Four Noble Truths. And that Four Noble Truth he has given us to follow or us to study and understand. And then understanding that, in order to fully liberate ourselves, he instructed us to follow the precepts, practice of meditation and cultivation of the wisdom. By understanding these principles and cause and effects, we are taking the refuge with a great respect as the offering ourselves to the triple gem in order to follow the path which will lead us to liberation. That's called Dhamma no Dhamma Patipattiya. So which means we are following the Dhamma and practicing the Dhamma, and with this we are offering ourselves to the triple gem. So this is called Dakhinaya Nipata. So this is the one which we are looking for, that a Buddhist should be a person who has understood the teachings, and having understood the teachings, gain faith and confidence, and there is no confusion regarding the triple gem. So we submit ourselves to this triple gem. As a result, we take the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha as our refuge. So this is how one should be offering ourselves to the triple gem and taking the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as our refuge. And this way we are not lost. This way we are cultivating a wisdom which leads us to find the real path and real fruition, which is the complete eradication or uprooting all the defilements, greed, hatred, and a delusion, which is the main root cause that bringing us back into the samsara again and again. So this is the reflection for this morning. Hope that this reflection will help you to understand further a little bit more on the concept and taking the refuge on the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as our refuge.